And AD, well, he's just a joy to watch when he is on fire.
That is the 25.
As you said, back-to-back world championships he won. And I remember watching him when he was a young man, and we were saying then, if he keeps on the straight and narrow, he's going to be, entertaining to say the least.
Yeah, he's managed to marry that streak of being the entertainer that he's always had with a real killer instinct now. Not just those World Championship wins, of course, he won the UK Open, blistering form pretty much all the way through that weekend. And now a fan's favourite, as you say. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that AD Lewis would be on stage and he'd be booed, he'd be seen as arrogant, but he's turned them round to his side, and that's no mean feat. And a lot of it's just down to the calibre of darts that he's playing.
I was just about to say that. When you're a two-time world champion, people automatically give you a lot more respect. But the stick he was getting was not warranted. He's a nice guy. He got a little bit of stick up in Scotland. That was more that he was English. But he does just get on with his game. And like I said, when he's flowing, and if you look at his throw and then look at Michael Smith's throw, who we see this afternoon and played very well against Mervyn King. Michael Van Gerwen, they've just got that rhythm, and there's no problem. It's just get up there and flick the dart in.
Well, AD Lewis on a 13 darter, but Andy Smith is on a potential 14 darter himself. Oh, look at that, straight to the bullseye. So he's going to get one dart, and it's going to be at double 16 for the Pie Man. Ooh, just outside. It's a double top for AD Lewis, and when he's on form, he is absolutely deadly on double top. Right up there with the most reliable double top hitters in the world of darts.
And a very tidy 13 dart leg. Andy Smith, you kind of feel that he's not going to get too many darts at a double, and he's not going to get a handful or a couple of handfuls. He's going to get that odd one or two, and if he doesn't hit them, I can't see him beating AD.
Well, it's going to be Kim Huybrechts awaiting the winner of this one. Kim Huybrechts, relatively untroubled, it's fair to say, in seeing off Paul Nicholson in a game that promised so much, didn't quite deliver. But Kim Huybrechts has won on the European Tour. He knows what it takes to go all the way over these weekends. And whoever does come through this one here could have their hands full if the Hurricane plays to his potential.
Yes, some of Paul's darts were all over the place, and he couldn't work out why it was. And sometimes you just get backstage, don't analyse it too much, because then it could affect you for the next game. Just a bad day at the office, and Dan, sometimes you just have to put it down to that.
Yeah, he was excellent in the first round, was Paul Nicholson, but it didn't happen for him tonight. As Adrian Lewis looks to set this up, just moving across, because that one's kicked up in front of the treble 20 bed that he was looking for. In the end, he couldn't find it. He's still got 106 points on Andy Smith here. Well, the Pie Man looking to reduce that, and reduce it he will.
That missed dart has really cost him dearly.
131's a lot more difficult than 116. So the Pie Man, he's not going to do it, but if he can set it up, 106 is no gimme. He'll give himself a chance of breaking straight back.
74.
Well, he missed the 18, but hit the bullseye to leave 32. Smith coming up. Treble 14 leaves him the double 16 now, 20. And he's going to have another single dart a double to win a leg. Missed the double 16, misses the tops.
And when you're playing multiple major champions, those one darts at double, sometimes they're all you get. And A.D. Lewis makes him pay and takes a 2-0 lead.
Well, A.D. took 20 darts to win that leg with the throw, so the Pie Man would have had 18 darts to break the throw, and you know, you've got to take them chances when given, because you're not going to get many.
Yeah, he doesn't give you many like that, does Adrian? He gives you a few of these though. Ooh, unable to find the first maximum of the match. Yeah, certainly at major TV tournaments, Adrian Lewis has been right up there over the last calendar year. I mean, European Championship and the UK Open, of course. But there was only one person who was going to stop him at the match play last year, and that was Phil Taylor, and he had to do something pretty Herculean to do it in the end.
Unbelievable game of darts that was. I mean, Lewis hit 19 180s and lost 16-12, I believe.
It was certainly similar to that. The Grand Slam as well, we saw one of the greats between those two. Raining 180s it was.
I think the Grand Slam is the best game of darts, I think, the standard-wise I've ever seen.
Yeah, over that length of time as well. It wasn't just their first to six game. But that's the kind of stuff that Adrian Lewis is able to produce on a regular basis now. If it wasn't for his former mentor, Phil Taylor, you can bet he'd have more titles under his belt as he looks to set this up perfectly. Well, he wasn't far off busting that.
It actually caught the flight, and it would have been very easy to funnel down and bust it, you're right. But again, Smith is so far away that, you know, he's making it very easy for AD.
Well, Lewis broke with a 13 darter in the opening leg. He's looking to repeat that and go 3-0 up. And does so excellently. And Adrian Lewis, it's a bit of a waltz at the moment. And the crowd are enjoying it. Now look at that. That's kind of just an average day at the office for Adrian Lewis. 105 for his first 9, 95 average overall. It's just fair to middling for the man called Jackpot.
60% on doubles, that's extremely good. Smith is capable of firing in a couple of 12 dart legs, and you kind of feel that he needs to do that. He needs to put the frighteners on AD, and perhaps this is the start.
Well, he has got the advantage in this leg, and this is on the Lewis throw. The Pie Man has been broken twice, but he's in a fantastic position here to get one of those breaks back. Well, he'd take a level ton from here. Has to settle for 60.
He's got daylight between him and AD at the moment. Well, he's in good position here, and he must not let this leg up from here. He's going to get 6 darts, and you know, don't take 9, because with Adrian Lewis, he could easily get home from 268 and 6 darts himself.
Oh, scrappy stuff from the Pie Man. Well, you were saying, Rod. You were saying. Well, he's given himself a chance here, and the Pie Man has missed darts. Missed 2 darts so far to win legs. You would think he may get another one in this one. Well, 92 left. Treble 20, double 16 is what he wants. And double 16 is what he gets, and 112 check out for Andy the Pie Man Smith. Gets his first leg on the board, and it's a break back as well. So a bit of life in a Pie Man. He was spotted by Dave Allen, the media officer, this morning. Big bowl of fruit for breakfast.
76.
Are you sure that was the pie?
Well, no. I did check. He said, Dave asked him, oh, you turned a corner. Is this a new leaf? He'd already been to the buffet. It was all right. It was all right. It was a second course, at least.
Yeah, I'd be panicking there for a minute. Well, it's 80 that's gone off the boil a little bit, so Smithy, make hay while the sun is shining, because it doesn't happen very often with 80. Got to start finding a couple of trebles a visit.
60.
Well, he's stolen the darts here, Lewis, on the Smith throw, and he's back in that treble 20 again.
95.
Smith hasn't been able to hold his throw so far. Been broken twice by Adrian Lewis. Both are 13 dart legs. Well, sorry, one of them's a 14 darter. It's a bit more like it. But 168 is a bogey, so Lewis knows. Well, he's going to set this up lovely. Fantastic work from Adrian Lewis. And he's all set for another 13 or 14 dart leg to break the pie man throw.
Yes, and the pie man would have been thinking, I might get 6 darts from 168 if Lewis only hits one treble. Well, he goes up there and hits 3 major trebles, and now double 16, now double 8 to go 4-1 up. Well, a chance for Andy. 125, first dart, normally at the 25 or bullseye. Some people go the treble 15 route, but only the madmen go that way.
Well, he won't get a shot, and so 80 will be back. He can work his way in from there, you would think. Oh, that makes it a little bit more awkward, but plenty of room, and finds it in the bottom right-hand corner, and Adrian Lewis takes a 4-1 lead, and kind of weirdly, he's been better on the pie man's throw than on his own, Adrian Lewis.
Well, there we have the legs. The 20 darter in the second leg. And Smithy hit a good backspin to start the leg off, but that leg too, Dan, you know, 80 won it in 20 darts, and as I said earlier on, Smithy would have thrown 18, and if you're going to break Adrian Lewis, you're not very often going to get a chance of doing 18 darts. It's normally 12.
Yeah. Well, it's another leg that Adrian Lewis isn't really producing anywhere near his best on his own throw, and it's giving Andy Smith an opportunity to take advantage. And take advantage he does.
And you require 86.
Well, he's got to go the 18 route here. Treble 18 leaves him double 16. Another 18. Doesn't want to mess around. He's checking because he doesn't want to mess around with that treble too much. He may hit the flight, and that's why he's gone very wide and left the bullseye. Sensible thinking from Smith, because he could have tried to go with that treble to hit the flight and squirt it in the fork.
Well, this would be an absolute stormer. I think the crowd thought it was in, or at least a certain section of them did. Now Andy Smith only going to get 2 darts at a double, has to knock off the odd 9 there. Double 80 once. Last dart in hand. And nails it. And Andy Smith hits another breaker throw. It's a topsy-turvy old game. And suddenly, if Andy Smith does hold his throw here, it's game on after Adrian Lewis looked to just be waltzing to towards the third round.
60.
Well, certainly it looks better at the moment than it did no more than 10-15 minutes ago.
45.
And Lewis now is the one that's finding it hard to get into a rhythm.
We can see there, Andy Smith outscoring Adrian Lewis in the first 9 darts. Darts like that add towards that stat. Still nowhere near where we'd like it to be when he's playing his top stuff. But this is Adrian Lewis. This is the Adrian Lewis we know. First maximum of the match. The biggest shock is that it's taken 7 legs for it to arrive for AD Lewis. It's one apiece in terms of 180s now.
You never know when Lewis is going to turn up and start throwing fireworks. But Smith here still, he's in the front seat. I wouldn't say he's in the driving seat, but if he can hit a big score, he needs 1 treble. Got that 1 treble. Will he go 25 or take the risk of hitting another 20? The 25 would have given him a 2-darter, but if he'd have hit that treble, the risk would have paid big rewards.
Ooh, doesn't stay straight there, AD Lewis. And that may cost him the pie man. 82 left. Treble 14 for tops. I think that's in. And did a pie man to reduce the gap to just 1 leg. There it is. 102 check out. Game on. Well, the pie man's managed to hold his throw.
Yes, Ady's going to start getting serious. He romped into a 4-0 lead and then it's just not continued. He's allowed Smith to come back and Smith now's thinking, well, I've got chances. If he carries on playing like that, I've really got chances.
Yeah, will AD Lewis just ignite? Will he find those extra gears? More gears than a mountain bike, he once told me he's got. Could do with finding a couple of them here against the pie man. Because he's in a spot of bother. And no treble there means that the pie man has pretty much stolen the darts on the Lewis throw. Oh, there's frustration for the pie man if he can't find the treble, just trying to chuck one over the top of the previous 2 darts. Oh, it looks so easy when he does it.
The chance for Andy Smith went begging there, Dan. If he'd have had a couple of trebles himself in the previous 3, then it would have been him leading this leg. But now Lewis may only get 1 dart of the double. Treble 13 normally. 18. No, it's 10 for double top.
And there it is. Adrian Lewis goes 5-3 up. His old mate double top comes to his aid. All set up by his 2nd maximum of the match. And Andy the pie man knows he needs to win the next 3 legs on the trot to keep his German darts master's dream alive.
I think that is the frustrating thing about AD Lewis. We know he's not playing at the top of his game, and all of a sudden Smith's coming back at him, and all of a sudden he takes out 243 in 6 darts. If you've got that sort of ability in your locker, then you're always going to be in the mix to win titles throughout the year.
Yeah, he gives the impression that sometimes he can just turn it off and on like a tap.
90.
But as we've seen, for example, when he played Michael van Gerwen at the World Championships, he went to the well, there was nothing there, just couldn't hit a double. And what everybody was billing as, you know, perhaps the great matchup of that tournament just never materialised. I can assure you, though, we are guaranteed some absolute classics in future between those two. Those two could dominate this sport for the next 20 years.
81.
I think a certain Mr. Phil Taylor might have a say about the next 3 or 4 years on that, but certainly Phil will not be around forever in this game. Surely he'll get fed up with winning sooner or later.
Well, if he's still playing in 20 years' time, I think Adrian and Michael will be begging him to retire. They might be paying for a hit, man.
I think you're right on that.
Well, this is a bit more like it. 41 left after 12 darts, and Adrian Lewis once again is hammering pressure on the pieman throw, but you know, he's not down to a finish after 4 visits himself. And the pieman, he's stuck at this. He's battled away. It's a 90 average for him, but Adrian Lewis has always looked like he's had too much in the tank. 8-8 for a 6-3 win. He's just missed outside. And the pieman, he's looking at the Della.
I don't understand that. You know, Adie's been leaving double top throughout the match. He did the previous leg and hit it, and then opts for the double 16.
Variety, spice of life.
78.
Well, 78 off, but it may be academic as Adrian Lewis wraps it up. It wasn't vintage from the great